And I'm back. We've been gone for a while, about almost 3 years now, and well, we've missed a lot. So this episode is going to be totally devoted to just recapping the major events that I missed. I'll try to include everything I can. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's begin with movies. All 3 Hobbit movies came out. Dark Knight Rises, Looper, Skyfall, Iron Man 3, Star Trek Into Darkness, Man of Steel, which I liked a lot more than I thought I was going to, Pacific Rim, Thor 2, Frozen, Cap 2, which I have to admit it's probably my favorite Marvel movie so far, and I just saw the second Avengers. Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is probably going to be the last one with Andrew Garfield in it, Godzilla, X-Men Days of Future Past, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Interstellar. Alright, let's move on to comics next. The extremely popular Saga starts just roughly after I ended my last Nerdly review. Avengers vs. X-Men finished. It was actually a really good story. Marvel announced a thing called Marvel Now, which is kind of like the New 52 for DC. They're rebooting a lot of things. It's not nearly as successful a reboot as the New 52. Peter Parker is killed off, and The Amazing Spider-Man ends, and then Superior Spider-Man starts. Thor is now a woman. The 3rd volume of the new Batman is Death of the Family. Another Robin dies. Spoiler alert. Peter Parker returns, and Superior Spider-Man ends, and Amazing Spider-Man restarts. Alright, let's move on to TV. Walking Dead and Game of Thrones were around when I was doing my Nerdly review, but now they are huge, and they are everywhere, and they're ridiculously popular. Breaking Bad, Dexter, Sons of Anarchy, and How I Met Your Mother all ended, and the entire shows are now available on Netflix. The shows Arrow and The Flash have started and become really popular, although they are not part of the cinematic universe that DC is starting. They're separate. They're going to actually have a separate Flash for the Justice League. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, and Daredevil are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they are also on TV. But they're connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I think is a better idea. Community almost gets canceled several times, and then does get canceled, but then is picked up by Yahoo. Doctor Who has moved on to their 12th Doctor, played by Peter Capaldi. The Colbert Report is ending, with Stephen Colbert going to take over for David Letterman. The Daily Show is losing Jon Stewart, but The Daily Show is going to continue with a man named Trevor Noah. The new show Elementary is introduced, so there are now currently 2 Sherlocks that are on television right now. Netflix original programming is killing it. They have garnered several Emmys, and they're extremely well-made TV shows. I move on to music. Mumford & Sons released Babel. Taylor Swift released 1989. Beyonce literally digitally dropped an album on us with no hype at all whatsoever beforehand, and it went just through the roof in sales. One Direction was around when I was doing the early review last, but they are now extremely big, and they've lost one of their members, I guess? I don't know. Daft Punk's Get Lucky was extremely huge while I was on hiatus. Miley Cyrus released Bangers. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis released The Heist without a record label to actually promote them, and they still were ridiculously successful. Now we'll move on to video games. Call of Duty released Black Ops 2, Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, and later this year will be Black Ops 3. There was Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline. Assassin's Creed 1 through 3, 4, and Unity, and there's going to be an announcement, I think, at E3 for another one. Walking Dead is huge. And even in video games, their Telltale series, which is episodic, was really big and really successful. Dishonored was released. There's Borderlands 2, and then Borderlands the pre-sequel. Hugely successful Last of Us was released. It's one of my favorite games ever. New Bioshock, Bioshock Infinite, was released. Pretty successful. GTA 5, which was released twice on the last gen consoles and now the next gen consoles, and it was successful both times. Dragon Age Inquisition was released. Bungie's new video game, Destiny. Wow, that's a lot. And I left out a whole bunch. Anyways, I should be back next week. If you want to contact me, there's the various different social networks that I'm on. And as always, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and like me on all the different social networks. And I'll see you next week.